Hi everyone, this is 10 months since I've last done my vlog. Starts again. Hi everyone, apologies, it's been 10 months since my last vlog. I thought I'd just do a quick one, just try and get something out. Kind of like a, not calling it a New Year's resolution, although it is January the 1st. I'm not really calling it a New Year's resolution, I'm just going to say, yeah, I'm going to try and get back into vlogging again. Last year was, well, last year, let's not discuss that. I've been slowly making progress on with my garage / workshop. It probably still sounds a bit echoey in here at the moment. This is like where I am now. As you can see, my computer's kind of half set up behind me, which was a whole nother story. Computer packed up, got a new graphics card for that somehow. That's neither here nor there. So anyway, yeah, so I'm back and I'm going to just briefly cover what's been going on. So Huel, yeah, kind of. So on and off, I would say a lot more off than on. Dieting, no, kind of given up with that last year. That just kind of like went right out of the window. Yeah. In fact, I jumped on the scales tonight and I was probably way back to what the weight was when I did the military diet. Oh Christ, that was 4 years ago now. Yeah, I'll link to the other video in that one now. I did the military diet, and the military diet I lost a lot of weight. It took me about 6 months to do it. And I was doing a lot of exercise. Fortunately though, I was doing a job where it would fit around family life more, so I could go and do exercise, whereas now I'm doing shift work. So again, it sounds like an excuse, trying to find time in and around working. When you're working a 12-hour shift, to come home after a 12-hour shift, you're not going to be bothered to go out. Not when you want to see the kids or whatever, and at least spend half an hour with them. By the time you spend half an hour with them, then you've had tea, then it's bedtime, and then it's just like the endless cycle. Then your first day off, yeah, I've covered all this before. You can check out the other videos. But like I said, I've covered, yeah, I've never found quite a routine that suits for this yet, and I've been doing it now for 4 years. It's definitely making me ask myself questions whether I want to carry on doing shifts, because I just find it tough trying to balance other things. Yes, a lot of people will say, yes, you get more days off when you're working shifts, but at the same time, I can't fully utilise those days off, mainly because things like you come off a night shift and work count your first day off as being the day you're coming off night. So by rights, you've worked 7 hours of that first day off. Then you sleep for possibly another 5 or 6 hours, wake up feeling like a zombie. Again, I've covered this many times before in other videos, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, I think I'm just saying it out loud just to try and kind of like put my thoughts together in my head. Anyway, yeah, so with that, I've just been thankful, obviously, that during this whole past year, I'm not going to say what it was because we all know what it was. Within the past year, I've just been fortunate that I've been working for somebody that I've been at work, I've been staying at work. I know a lot of people out there haven't been fortunate enough to be staying in work. They've been furloughed, been getting stir crazy. I would probably also say as well that quite a few of us who've been going to work, who've been doing nothing but overtime for many months, I've also gone stir crazy the opposite way as well. They want time off, but we're not getting the time off. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. Anyway, with that, well, so the whole point of today's video, I said it was only going to be a short one, and it kind of will be. Anyway, yeah, so I am still doing Huel. Again, it was very intermittent, and I'll be honest, it was mainly when the canteen at work served shoddy food that was beyond shoddy, I would say. I can't really say it any other way, because the work canteen, anybody who I work with will know that the canteen is pathetic at the best of times. If the food's hot, it'd be amazing. It's not hot. Yeah, so when it's beyond depressing and I can't eat it, then I'll probably go to have a Huel. So, like I said, it's been very infrequent. However, that being said, so I did order up some new Huel because I've managed to use up all my old stock. When I say old stock, I mean literally I had a bag of berry that I finished off probably in November it was, my last bag of berry flavoured, and I think on their best before date on the actual outside of the bag, I think I'd gone 2 months beyond it. Had no adverse effects, in case anybody was curious to know. If you eat out-of-date Huel, yeah, no adverse effects at all. Still tasted exactly the same. Mediocre, I would say. But anyway, so with that, I decided I was going to try some new things ready for this year. I've ordered up the new, you want to call it a soup? Yeah, the new Huel soup kind of stuff. Actually, I'm going to cover that in a second. I was pleasantly surprised by that, really am. And I've also got some unflavoured, unsweetened Huel, which, yeah, tell you what, if you've never tried it before, make sure you've got something to go with it, because it is about the most disgusting thing to enter your mouth. I mean, it's right up there with, you know, when you've jolted your stomach and you've brought up a bit of bile out of your stomach. It's kind of right up there with that. You need to add flavouring to it. It's not great. So what I've been using is some Knorr stock pots. I'm pretty sure you can use any pretty much brand of stock pots, and you just literally throw one of them in some hot water, dissolve it, then throw that in with the Huel. You've got to have the Huel, I would say, warm to hot. Although it's not quite right, it doesn't have really the consistency of something that should be hot. Again, unless you've tried it, you can't really explain it. You have the chicken flavour with it, but because you've got the chicken flavour with it, you can't have, I don't know, something in my brain, you can't have like a chicken base and cold. Cold chicken soup is about the closest thing I can describe it to, and that's gross. You would never eat chicken soup straight out of the tin, and that's what it's like. So you've got to have the Huel. If you're having unflavoured and you're trying to put a savoury flavour with it, you've got to put it warm. Anyway, yeah, so I'm probably going to be honest, I'm going to be brutally honest about that. It's not great at all. I'm going to go through the bag that I've ordered up, get it out of the way. I'm trying to stay away from the sweetened stuff, but yeah, so going on to this Huel soup stuff, this newest product that they've released. I tried it today for the first time. I actually bought the bag, like I said, back in November. It's just been kind of sat there looking at me. The intentions was I was going to take it to work, and I was going to have it on a break at work to try it out. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to mess around with it at home first, because it's not as simple to make as normal Huel. You don't just throw, a couple of scoops of powder into a shaker and shake it and off you go. Yeah, you kind of got like boil some hot water. And I'll tell you, let's start with the review now. So yeah, so I've got this soup, and it's all right. It's got a nice flavour to it, and it's got an almost decent consistency to it. You've got to make sure that I would say you can't go under or over on the volume of water you add to it. Now, the volume of water is a bit of an issue. It asks for 105 millilitres of water per scoop. So let's say you're making up a normal bowl. Let's say a normal person's bowl's portion. So you're going to use 2 of your scoops, which, since I last had Huel, the scoop size has completely changed. So you've got to use 2 scoops inside the Huel, 2 scoops inside the product into your bowl. Then you've got to add 210 millilitres of water to this. Now, I'm probably like many other people out there. I don't have anything that's going to accurately measure the extra 10 millilitres of water. I've got a bloody standard glass jug. So, Huel, really, why didn't you just make the scoop slightly different size and then just allow us to go to 200 ml? I would say if you go to 200 ml, it kind of like thickens too much, but the 10 ml more just kind of like gives it the better consistency, and you really have to kind of adhere to that better consistency. You don't want it to be, like I said, if you put too little water in it, it almost becomes chewy. A chewy soup, it's a bit weird to explain. The best way I can say it is it's a bit like making a pot noodle. And you kind of like just lash some boiling water in a bowl, and then you give it a stir, and you cover it over, and you leave it for 5 minutes, and then once you've left it for 5 minutes, and you give it another stir. In fact, I ended up giving it 2 more stirs, letting it, then resealed it again, left it for another 2 minutes, and then it kind of got to a consistency I liked. I would say it was somewhere between, yeah, it was probably somewhere like a chunky soup. But I'll tell you what though, the flavouring of I ended up going for the Thai green one, and the flavouring of the Thai green one is bang on. I mean, it really is good. I'm not just saying that because it's not like they've given it me for free. I pay for the stuff myself. But the flavouring for Thai green is pretty much bob on. If you've not tried Huel before in the shake form, you may still find a weird consistency to when you're going to the bag soup stuff. You know what, I should really find out what it's properly called, but I've not. I thought I'd just do this off the cuff, quick little video today and actually make a video, because I keep putting up excuses why I'm not doing a video, and this is why I'm just kind of like spitballing it. Anyway, yeah, so, but like I said, I was pleasantly surprised today, and I don't have any qualms with going back through it again. The only problem I do have is the price. The price is not cheap whatsoever. I think it works out like £2.80 per bowl or something like that. I'm going to have to put that on the screen in a minute. Again, I bought this stuff a month and a half ago, so I've kind of like forgotten everything about it. But yeah, I think it works. I think I had in my head about £18-ish. I'll put it on the screen now, per bag. So it works out a good few quid per portion when you're eating it. So it's not as cheap as regular Huel. However, though, regular Huel kind of like doesn't have any consistency or flavour to it. It's kind of like so nonchalant. It's good temporarily. I wouldn't have it permanently. So with that, so I'm still planning on this year losing weight. I've put on an awful amount of weight. I'm knocking on 115 kilos. Now that, if you look back at my previous video, that means I have put on a monumentous amount of weight in a year. Not good, not healthy. But to be honest, it kind of like seems like a plateau that I hit, like I said, a few years ago, about 4 years ago now, when I did the military diet, and that was roughly about the same weight range that I'd hit then. And I'm definitely beyond when I did my 1 month of Huel weight that was on then. So knowing that, I mean, like I said, it's been Christmas. I mean, yeah, a weird Christmas, but it's been Christmas. I've been eating out whatever I want. At home, I just eat whatever we want. Yeah, there's no control over it whatsoever. I think I'm going to try and control myself. I've got a gut that I am definitely not proud of. I'm not even going to show it to the camera in fear of putting people off subscribing, or even making other subscribers disappear. Yeah, I said I'm going to try and do something about this. It's been too long now, and I need to do something about it. So anyway, with that, so today I've had only the one, but I'm going to feather myself back in. Now, I did this a while ago, and I feathered myself in trying to diet, and I think it's the best way, rather than just going, hey, yeah, it's January the 1st, let's diet 3 meals a day. Ain't going to work. Definitely not for me anyway. I'm a savoury person. I like savoury things too much, and I've kind of like got to keep that in mind, that I'm going to make sure I don't break myself. So, but that's where I like this new Huel soupy stuff, because it's kind of like satisfying that savouriness that I kind of crave. And that's my problem with the normal Huel. I've said this before as well. You've got the coffee flavoured Huels and all that other bits and pieces, but for me, they are still tasting too artificial. Whereas this Thai green one, I'll tell you what, for me, it doesn't taste artificial at all. It's tasted spot on. The only thing it was missing was like chicken. But yeah, no, the Thai green curry bit was like, yeah, spot on. Excellent job. If anybody from Huel's watching, yeah, you did a really good job at tasting that one. So yeah, so I think I might be sticking with that for the time being. So my plan is I'm going to be doing my lunch meals first. I'm going to be replacing my lunch meals as long as I possibly can. I'm going to try and take it to work and find a better way of doing it. Like I said, you can pour out 210 mils of water into a normal bowl and then microwave it. However, even the Huel flask doesn't have a 210 ml measure on it. So cheers, Huel. I could have, if you had a 210 ml measure on the Huel flask, I could have filled that up with water and then measured that into my bowl and then nuked that. Or how about you just make a heat-proof Huel flask, so then we can actually just put the soup inside there, pour the right amount of water in, put the powder in, give it a shake, put it in the microwave with, with a little cap off it like a vent, shake it again, put it back in, and then you could actually just take the lid off it and eat it with a spoon. Hey, that's a brilliant idea there. But yeah, so anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to be sticking at that for a week, I would say. So a week of dinners. Dinners. I'm going to say dinners. I'm going to say lunchtime meal, because some people call dinner T&T, dinner, that's a different argument. Yeah, so I'm going to just have my midday meal, whatever time of day that falls in. Obviously, we'll be working shifts, so my middle of the day meal will be Huel for the next week. And then after that, I'm then going to be incorporating what I used to be part of the military diet into my breakfast. The only reason is because I actually didn't find that as offensive in the mornings. And as weird as it sounds, it was literally like a boiled egg or a cracker or a couple of slices of cheese. or grapefruit. Now, I never really used to have the grapefruit for the breakfast. I used to end up just bypassing that and going straight for bicarbonate of soda in a glass of water, stir it around, it's like a kick in the stomach after you've drank it. But yeah, I think the idea behind that is it kickstarts your metabolism again to start digesting ready throughout the day, so then you're burning off the calories instantly rather than waiting for something to happen later on. So yeah, excuse me. So yeah, so that's then the other plan. That's week 2. Week 3, I'm then going to be eating probably normal-ish lunches, but then mainly replacing my evening meals. And again, the idea is to just get my body used to having diety stuff at different times of the day. And then I'm then going to go full-blown military diet / Huel. So the idea being that my military diet, if you've never seen that before, I'll cover that on a different video. But the idea is you have a calorie-controlled diet for 3 days of the week, and then you're allowed to eat what you want for the other 4. So I'll be doing military diet for 3 days of the week, and then I'll replace my lunchtime meals with possibly this Huel soup. Again, because I just found it that good today that I thought that might be the easy go-to that I can do from then on. And then mainly just because then I can take that stuff, if I can get it to work, if I can easily eat it at work without messing around too much, then yeah, I'll end up going for that as the option. And then just replacing my lunchtime meals, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks very much for coming back and checking out another video. Apologies, it has been so long. As again, it's again, I've just got no excuse. I have been busy. I would show you around the garage workshop. I mean, you can see that my computer's kind of half behind me. I would turn the camera around, but you really don't want to see over there because it is a war zone still. But yeah, I'm getting there. So no, yeah, thanks very much for checking out this video. If you've liked it and you want to try and see how I'm getting on in the future, I have every intention. Again, I'm not calling it New Year's resolution because I never keep New Year's resolutions, so I'm calling it my New Year goal. That's not called a resolution. Goal sounds the same as well, but it's a new year, it's a new thing. I'm going to try and see how well we can do it. Yeah, so like I said, if you'd like to, please subscribe, hit that like button, give me a comment, just say hi. If you've been watching my videos before and you're back again, just say hi. I'd like to hear some feedback from people, especially like how you've been doing dieting last year, over the last 12 months, we'll say. I personally haven't found it the best time to be trying to implement any kind of diet. It was just, yeah, me kind of going into self-preservation mode, I would say. But yeah, new year, new start. Let's try and knock 2021 out of the park. I'm going to try and get into some really good shape and some healthy weight. The place that I've always kind of wanted to be at. And yeah, so like I said, please subscribe. Make sure then you can stay up to date with me. I am hoping to at least put out 1 video a week, just to keep on target and just to say hi and tell you how things are going and what my weight is and things like that. Anyway, thanks. Take care. See you soon.